Hey guys, Jason Scudelaire with All Chevy Performance, and well, we got this 69 Camaro, and what we did is we picked it up in Texas. Uncle Jim went out there, picked this car up, was gonna buy it sight unseen, but he was out there for a show, so dropped by with the trailer to pick the car up. And the guy had a bunch of cars, 20 or 30 cars from what I was told, and he knew the history on every single car in that warehouse except for this one, which makes it a little weird. And when I say that, there's a couple weird things going on with the car. The car's pretty straight, had some flaws. They kind of fixed it with a little bit of paint, but not right. And as I open the hood, you're gonna see that the engine looks like it was repainted at one time. And the guy said he didn't know if it ran. He thought it might have, but it's just weird. It's got like a new AC compressor, new AC lines. You can tell the engine, like I said, was painted at one time, but then the battery is just completely fried. So my main concentration on this car is what's underneath it. I know everything is original underneath, from the brakes to the suspension, all the bushings, steering, all that stuff. We're gonna replace all that stuff for sure. But I thought I'd start off by trying to get the car to run. Makes me a little nervous seeing all this stuff and nobody knows if it runs, even the owner. So I went to AutoZonePro.com and got a few parts just to see if I can get this car up and running. Plugs, wires, cap rotor, just the basic stuff from Duralast. And if it does run, I want to take this thing out real quick, get some good motivation to get this thing up on the lift and tear through all the suspension, the brakes, the steering, and well, make it worthy, make it safe, make it fun to drive again. That way we can take this thing to a couple shows like the Quarantine Cruise, and let's get after it. Let's get in here and see what we got. As far as like I said, I looked at the coolant. It's a little low, but it looks like it has fresh coolant in there. Outside of that, I've really done nothing to this car. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but looks are deceiving. Let's pull a plug out. I'm really curious to see if this thing has been running or not. Well, it's definitely been running, but man, those things are torn up. Been running a bit rich, so I guess we're gonna start off by pulling these plugs out and replacing them. And while I'm at it, I'll throw some wires on there and a cap and rotor. A lot of spiders in there. At least the webs are. It's weird because even the fuel pump looks like it doesn't look old, just dirty and dusty, really. Actually, it's not even dirty, it's just dusty. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is I don't have any idea how long it's been since the car started, so I don't know how old the gas is. And what a pain in the butt it is to drain the fuel. Or hopefully, in a perfect world, it doesn't have any fuel in it, and I'll go down to the gas station, get some of that fresh $7 a gallon 91 that they have down there and throw it in here. $7. Oof. Well, let's start on over here. I already know what that number one over there looks like. Yeah, looking at the plugs, this side's as bad as the other side, just super black, been running really rich. They're just dirty. Plugs out. Time to throw some new ones in there. You'll want to gap these to 35 thousandths. Don't trust them out of the box because this one you can see is closed because someone probably dropped the box. So don't ever trust them. Always make sure you gap them. I'm just lubing up the cylinders. Again, I don't know how long this thing's been down for, but might as well spray something down them while I'm here. Plugs are done. Let's go ahead and pull the cap off, replace that along with the rotor. There we go. There we go. I already see something weird here. Cap and rotor are not right. So what has happened here, the car has obviously been updated to an HEI style distributor, which is a much better style distributor than the old points distributor. So cap's wrong. And the rotor's just a little bit smaller. So I guess it's time to go on AutoZone Pro and order up rotor and cap, and we'll drop them in. Well, while we wait to get the parts delivered to us, I'm gonna check out and see if this fuel has got a bad odor to it, meaning if it's bad or not. The good thing we have going for us, it's fuel from Texas. And I'm pretty sure the fuel in Texas is better. One thing I do know for sure, it's about a quarter the price of ours here in California. It's not really a strong odor. You don't get that turpentine smell, which is a good thing. It just may be empty. So hopefully adding some good fuel to it will get us on our way. And I mean, again, that's if everything works out right. Normally it doesn't. All right. That was quick. That looks a little bit better. And I had to get different plugs because the ends are different from a small non-HEI distributor. So we'll go ahead and remove the top cap and get the coil out of there and reinstall it into there and get things going. All right, there we go. There's two. All right. All right, that fits nice too. All right, cool. Put all this back in. Let me put the plug wires on first though. Came with dividers. That's nice. Firing order on a small block Chevy is gonna be 186572. And we'll start with number one. Number one is right here on the distributor. We'll go to number one spark plug down here. Okay, I'm gonna drain the oil out. That way I can get a good visual on what it looks like first of all, and then I know I can put the correct amount of quarts in there. I know I could check the dipstick, but the car's been sitting, might as well change the oil out. I'll check the trans fluid real quick, and I already know it's got coolant in it, and we'll see if we can get gas up to the carburetor and fire her up. Let's go ahead and get a drain pan over here, and we'll, I mean, it's got a little drip there, so it's got some kind of oil in there. Oh, shoot. I always do that. Well, oil just looks old. No water or anything weird in it. But it definitely hasn't been changed in a while. Go ahead and pull this filter off. There shouldn't be any oil spewing out of this thing since it hasn't been ran. Yeah, no. Oh, there's a little bit coming out now. That wasn't so bad. All right. Just need to get this out of our way so we can get to the battery. Oh man, it's all stripped out too. Should have got a battery cable, but I wasn't thinking about that. Man, why does that look so small? Don't tell me the acid is eaten. What the heck is going on here? And we'll put a new end on this one. No, that's the ground. You almost done the wrong one. Right here. Okay. All right, cool. Now I need battery cables. So I'm actually removing the cable from the starter so I can put the new one on. Get the ground off, so. Now we got the proper battery in there. Okay. All right, and then let's go ahead and connect that to wire block. All right. Ready to put some gas in? Let's see if this thing even spins over. It's probably the first time this car's had a live battery in it in a long time. Let's just hope it turns over. All right. Let me get some fuel. Oh, you know what? We should probably put this back on real quick. Come on. Kind of wanted to run for a minute. Oh yeah, it's carburetor. Yeah. Something's stuck in that carburetor. It's pumping fuel. Hey, hasn't been started in a long time. It's gonna cough a little bit. Look at that. But now we got her going. Look at that thing idle. That's pretty exciting. It struggled a little bit at the beginning, but I think the needle and seat or something was stuck in the carburetor, or spitting all kinds of fuel up, and tapped it with that hammer and broke it loose, and now it's idling on her own. Now the real work starts. First, we're gonna take it for a cruise. The car's actually driving under its own power. I mean, it accelerates pretty good. It was a little smoky at first, but it's kind of cleared out. You know, after throwing in a new set of plugs, wires, cap rotor, you know, a basic tune-up, Duralast parts seem to be functioning as they should. And well, again, this car idles so nice. It's so quiet. It's amazing that someone let this car sit that long. Steering's a little sloppy. Yeah, the wheel turns to the right on its own when you go to brake. I mean, that could be just brakes out of adjustment or a alignment issue. And the brakes definitely need some work. But, you know, I think once we go through all the suspension bushings, and again, I'm gonna rebuild the brakes and address the steering issues, I think this car is gonna be a really fun car to drive around, at least until we're ready to do some more upgrades to it. So far so good.